So you got a big family, but you can't stomach the idea of a minivan. Well, there's a 3-row crossover SUV out there for you. In fact, there's quite a few of them. One of the most popular ones, the Toyota Highlander, which has been completely redesigned. It's nicer on the inside, more fuel efficient, and has a little more storage space, but not much. Now, the outgoing generation of the Highlander wasn't a bad-looking SUV, but it was kind of aggressive, especially with a giant grille. This redesign here, a lot cleaner, I think, a smaller grille, a little bit tidier appearance overall, and larger, about 2.5 inches longer. You get inside, still lots of storage space. There's that nice shelf that the prior generation kind of debuted. It's got a divider now in the middle along the dashboard, so your phone won't slide from one side all the way to the other if you take a corner. Still a big old compartment underneath the center armrest, and a seeming upgrade in cabin materials. Now, there's a big center display screen now. It's up to about 12 inches in just diagonal size. That's nice to see. Standard Apple CarPlay, standard Android Auto. Unfortunately, only the highest of 5 trim levels gets that big display. The other ones get an 8-inch unit that's kind of more run-of-the-mill. Now, you get back to the second and the third rows. Second row seems to sit a little bit higher off the ground than in the prior generation, so that should help if you have adult passengers. But the third row was very tight in the prior generation Highlander, and it doesn't really seem like it's gotten any better in this redesign. Still very confined, very low to the floor, kind of wafer-thin seats. Toyota says the second row has more sliding range, so you might be able to negotiate a little bit more space for your knees from the people in front of you, but honestly, you're still going to be really squatting on the ground there, not super comfortable if you're an adult. Now, behind the third row, the prior generation was dinged a little bit for having a pretty tight cargo area with all 3 rows of seats up. This redesign, Toyota's a little bit coy still with exact cargo specs that are comparable to the prior generation, but we measured, and it is a couple inches deeper now, seemingly, than the prior generation that we also measured. Comparable now to a Honda Pilot's kind of space behind the third row, so kind of a step in the right direction there. Now, there is a Highlander hybrid again, like before, but it loses the prior generation's V6-based hybrid system, now has a 4-cylinder-based hybrid system with a 2.5-liter engine, so it does lose substantial power, but gains some mileage. With front-wheel drive, Toyota estimates about 34 miles per gallon combined. That's versus the prior generation's 28 to 29 miles per gallon combined. The Highlander and the Highlander hybrid on sale in early 2020, so stay tuned.